两 Boo.
Boo indeed. Hello and welcome to
Well
a
played.
special Halloween one-shot of Destruction Management. This crazy group's second mini campaign that I occasionally end up having to DM because, you know, they can't be settled with just one.
What's the campaign?
We must have all the campaigns.
Yes, and the poor DM must burn himself out planning for all of them. But anyway, joining me tonight, as usual, but not as usual, we have Annette as Lara Ironfist.
Hello.
We have Reese as Fever. We have Steph as Okarak.
Hello.
We have Aaron as Carter.
Hello.
And we have Ben as a new character as yet undisclosed.
Evening.
Are there any announcements before I get into anything?
We'll just give a big shout out to Sirenscape. Sirenscape is how we sort out all our music and all our ambience and sound effects. We used to use like Discord and different YouTube sites and bots and things, and that just always broke down. So since switching to Sirenscape, been a lot more stable. All of it's copyright free. Avoid DMCA strikes. So yeah, head over to Sirenscape if you DM or if you run your own streams. Great music resource. That's pretty much
Then
it.
that's it for now. Because
Okay.
we can't do the other stuff yet.
I was about to load. I was just looking on Sirenscape. I've mucked up because what I wanted's not there. Ah! Anyway.
Oh, and we've got merch. Go to diceandmimics.com.
There'll be an advert at the break so you can see what cool stuff we sell.
Merch
Check
is
the
always good.
tabs in the description. Not in the description, but the tiles on Twitch will direct you to.
Okay. So, to pick up where we left off last time, Destruction Management had managed to find their way back into the mists, and from there into the domain of Tempest. There they met a strange character known as Carter, who warned them that this domain was not all it seemed and that they needed to get inside safely before night fell. Heeding his advice, they followed him to the nearby inn, where they met, I believe her name was Brianna.
Something like that.
This is me now having to remember stuff from lots of sessions ago. They then spent the night, and the next morning, with Carter's help, they began making their way to the village of Victul, where they were informed that Okarak was, by Carter, him having seen her there, but also warning them that the tithe was coming up, and Okarak was likely being kept to be used as a sacrifice. Making their way through various fey-filled tunnels and forests, the party quickly managed to make their way to Victul, and upon arriving, they saw this hulking beast attacking their friend Okarak as part of the tithe sacrifice. Charging in and beginning to fight, the party soon found themselves overwhelmed both by the creature's own might, but also the people of Victul rising to defend the child of their beloved mother. The party began to flee towards the mists, where Carter, being a mistwalker, knew he could get them out of the domain and to somewhere else. Dulk, turning back to try and buy a precious few seconds for his friends, unfortunately perished, dying to the beast and fulfilling the tithe sacrifice. As Carter clutched his chosen mist token of 3 that he had, one that he did not know where it would take them, the players were swallowed by the mists. And as they ran forwards through the mists, they started to see ahead of them lights and the sound of a calliope.
Has
As you
everyone
walk-
got their toes?
Yes.
It's Okura
I think
to
so.
eat, by the way.
Hmm?
It's obviously because I don't know what situation Okarak's in since.
So Okarak had been ahead of everyone, and I believe I'd had her wild shape into a dog to get extra distance.
Yes, I think so, yeah.
But yes.
Okarak,
Bear
come
with
here.
me, everybody, because
Come
I
here.
actually haven't been the last few sessions, so I have no idea what's going on.
I'll grab Okarak, like pick her up as a dog, be like, "Oh, we missed you." Put her down.
I can imagine her being like a little chihuahua type thing, actually.
Well, you probably look like a chihuahua in Lara's arms because she's quite big.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes. You guys now find yourselves stood in a forest at roughly, probably just coming up to dusk. And this forest is much different from the ones that you were in Interpest, where those were very gnarled and like you could feel the Fey magic and influence in all the trees. This one feels just more vibrant and lifelike, more natural. And like I say, from a small distance away, you can just hear these strains of like organ music, the laughing and smiling of people nearby, and there is just this faint glow of lantern light through the trees.
Where are we, Cotter?
I ain't got a clue.
Okarak's
Should
back in
probably
a normal
rest.
form. Who are you?
Is there anywhere we
Oh.
can rest? Does anyone need healing? Other
There's so much going on.
anyone need healing? I will offer it out again.
No,
No?
I'm
You all-
fine.
Nope.
I would like to
Can we
rest.
Do with patching up.
Come here. Let me cast a spell. Heal you. I'm gonna give you a cure wound. Have 8 hit points because my healing is shit. Maybe we should rest. I think we should rest. I don't want to get in any more fights while we're this beat up. We should take stock of our losses as well.
Yes.
Losses?
Dolk
Yeah.
did not make it.
Dog?
Dolk is dead.
Dog.
I'm sorry, Okarak. He fell behind.
Carter's going to be looking around. He's going to try and sort of like find where there could be a safe place to hide to
Okay.
rest up because we're in
So-
alien territory here.
Yeah.
Carter, as you move a little bit away from where you've come out of the mists, and again, the mists have, like, you ran out of the mists and then the mists have vanished, like they always do when you mist walk. But you sort of move a bit further in from these trees and you see you're right on the edge of a clearing. A large clearing. And within it, you see what looks like a bunch of, like, almost like a market surrounding a big top. And you can see colourful lights, and the sound of the organ gets louder, and you can see people, you can see children running around further, like heading from other parts of the forest towards this place, tugging on parents' hands, laughing and smiling.
Looks like carnival from back home. Though, to be fair, given the last place I miswalked to, I'm not trusting the meat pies.
What? What about meat pies?
Yeah, he lifts up the relevant token. He's like, if we end up going to this place, don't trust the meat pies. Seriously.
Can't be worse
Yep.
than
That would
Eating
be the
people.
bloodied, that would be the raven's feather. But yes, you guys, the rest of you move to the edge now, and you can again see this clearing. And again, like I say, there is this very, like, there's like a ring around. In the very center, there is what appears to be a carnival. There is a big top. You can see colourful stalls. You can see people moving around. There is just every now and then on the wind there is this faint scent of like basic like carnival food. There is like candy, sweet smells. There is meat roasting. It smells and looks inviting. It's not the most vibrant carnival you've seen. It's like the big top looks like it's a bit patched. It's done in blacks and whites. A lot of the colours are a bit, though vibrant for most of the places in the mist, they are still fairly muted. But then there is about a 20-foot gap between the edge of that carnival and then there is like this ring of like tents and stalls and shanty buildings that like look like they've been very hastily thrown up. But there is clear paths through this place to this carnival. And again, you can see people who obviously have come from, you're assuming, a nearby village or nearby villages, but they're coming from the woods through and they're looking at the carnival and heading towards it. No one seems threatening. You don't see anyone carrying any weapons. Everything seems calm.
This is weird.
Can we just rest? I want to sit down.
Well, I mean, we're gonna look odd just camping out in the middle of nowhere.
I don't care
Right
where we
next to this
sleep. I just
place.
want to sleep.
Oh, we can go in and ask.
Maybe there's a nap tent or something. I don't know. Well, we can't
With that
stand
car
here.
just starts walking towards the carnival.
Okay. So you all make your way out of the woods and start heading towards this strange carnival. As you approach the edge of this sort of shanty town that seems to have built up around it, as you approach Carter, you would immediately go on edge slightly. You've lived in Tepes for a couple of months. You know the signs of Fae. Every stall here is manned by Fae. As you approach, you can see like a hag trying to attract people to her stall, and you can hear her going, "Miss tokens, miss tokens, miss tokens for sale." On another one, you hear someone going, "Fortune's red, only a small cost. Come make a bargain." And this one's like a large humanoid male, but with very deep black skin and sort of white lines running through it. And you're looking and you're sort of glancing at all of these stalls. Everyone here is a Fae. Every stall owner at this point is Fae in nature.
Damn it.
Is there any Fae that doesn't seem inherently evil upon first glance?
None of these ones seem evil. Like, you can see they're trying to attract people to come to their stalls, and they're making the typical Fae sort of bargains. You see, as you're sort of walking through, you see one person approach a stall and ask about like basically like a love enchantment. And the hag goes, "Oh yes, I could do love enchantments. Only a small price. I'll take your ability to see the color yellow." And it's just little things like that. It's nothing sinister, but they're making the usual sort of Fae bargains. But everywhere around here is like I say, every stall is manned by some kind of Fae or some kind of Fae type creature.
Carter just
Is there a map or something?
quietly
Okay,
starts
you are here.
making his way through.
Sign.
Again, you can see that like this shantytown is separate from the carnival. You can see further ahead, you can see that the carnival is further in. This is developed around
Ah,
the carnival.
so is there a tavern or anything? Can we see a tavern or drinking place or somewhere like an inn?
Go ahead and make a perception or investigation check, your choice.
16?
I mean, that was a performance check, not a perception
Oh,
check.
for fuck's sake, I thought it perception. Oh, I was gonna say, my perception's better. Was. Can you just take the first roll, please?
I will
Come
take the
on.
first roll and add your add the thing to
I
it.
think
so
because
it
my
would have
map,
been
because the
15 plus
D&D
7.
Beyond thing
You
came up,
looked
blocked half
very
the word.
professionally.
So
Yeah.
glancing around, all of these tents and stalls and shacks seem very hastily thrown together. There
Hmm.
does not look to be a tavern or anything of that type in this shanty town area.
Next
But
to each other.
you do pick up, there is like the sense of, you can pick up the sense of alcohol and food and that sort of thing coming from the actual carnival.
Oh.
And you would assume that somewhere like this maybe would be able to offer some kind of respite if you asked.
Yeah.
The other thing you get with that is glancing around at some of these stalls, not all of them are manned. Like, there's people passing through, and you would expect, like, these people are, like, acting like barkers, like, in a normal market. They're trying to attract people to them. But there's a number of these shacks and tents that no one's there. The only thing you see is jack-o'-lanterns just sat on the top of the benches or just inside the doorways, just giving off this soft candlelight.
To pick one up and stick one on her head.
Do you want to do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, you walk
Yeah.
over and pick up one of these jack-o'-lanterns. It's slightly warm to the touch, and you see within there is no candle. There is just this sourceless flame that is just illuminating it from within.
Yeah, she just puts it on her head.
Okay.
Oh, correct. That's not a toy.
But it looks fun.
As you take a closer look at the actual jack-o'-lantern, it isn't like a classic jack-o'-lantern. It's done in such a way that it actually is like almost like a, you know, like people make pumpkins that look like you, jack-o'-lanterns that look like you, with the careful cutting and the shade. It's like that. It looks like a tiefling man. A sly grin on his face. Looks like he was like giving someone a wink. And then it's just a jack-o'-lantern that looks like that. It's very artfully done.
I'm gonna like come up and just gently pull it back off her head. We should rest first, or correct? Play later, and then I'll just go and gently put it back down on the store.
Okay.
So at this
Okarak
point,
is
you
very
all
confused anyway.
hear a loud voice. Well, you all look a bit roughed up.
That's because we are. Is there a bed anywhere we can sleep
As
in?
you turn, Lara, you're a tall person.
Mm.
You turn, you're looking into someone's kneecap.
Oh,
And you look
is it a
up,
giant?
You look up, and standing at about 12 feet tall, there is a dark-skinned man, bald head, wearing like a strongman's leotard, carrying a great big hammer over his shoulder, and he goes, "We might be able to provide you with a bed. Nice to meet you. I'm Hermos,
I mean,
the
I'm
half-giant."
I was going to say I'm 7.5 feet tall normally,
Okay,
and then
so you're probably
I'm
looking
about
at his.
9 feet tall as a.
You're
well,
looking at his other bits.
You're looking at his belly
I'm-
button.
I'm saying, you say I'm big. I'm very tall.
Yeah.
I'll just say in giant. Yes, we're in need of rest. Is there anywhere we can rest?
He blinks and replies in giant. I haven't met someone else who can speak that language. Pay entrance to the carnival. Obviously, let's get you out of Litwick Market first. You don't really want to stay around here. He turns and looks at a number of the stall owners and goes, "All of you behave, or else I'll be telling us all. Got it?" And you see them all sort of bowing and scraping and sort of going, no problems. Sorry about the leeches. Come on. And he starts strolling off towards the main entrance to the carnival.
I'll gesture everyone to follow.
If
Hopefully
I
we can find a
may
bed.
ask, I'm assuming Isolde runs this domain.
Oh, so you're a bit more of a local, are you?
In a manner of speaking.
He gets him out.
Isolde is the owner of the carnival. Let's put it that way. I don't know the exact details of how things work, but we travel. We go from place to place and bring a bit of joy wherever we can.
And the catch?
Very well.
The only catch that we've found is that these leeches follow us, and you see he like kicks one of the stalls ever so slightly as he walks past.
I mean, they don't seem to be doing any harm yet.
Not yet, exactly. The longer we stay, the more show up. But anyway, you're not here to hear about our problems. Come on, let's get you settled with some food and some drink, and then we can see about getting
Just
you
rest,
some rest.
please. Just
Yeah.
rest.
Well, for entrance to the carnival, it's 2 silver each. If you pay me that, I will then... we're assigning guides currently, just to be on the safe side. I will assign you a guide, and then they can show you to some tents where you can get a bit of rest. Does that sound alright?
Carter pays for the party, so it's
Okay.
currently 2, 4,
Yeah, so
6,
8 silver.
8. Do the 2 boggles
It's gonna
count as well?
be...
He doesn't appear to have noticed the boggles.
Fair enough. So 8, yeah.
Yep. Thank you kindly. He takes the money, and you see you've arrived at almost like a ticket entrance at the edge of the carnival, and he reaches down, tucks the money in, pulls out 4 sort of golden coloured tickets and hands them to you and goes, there you go. Let me just sort your guide. Then he stands up and looks over the stalls here. And these stalls at the actual carnival are much, much nicer, much better than the ones you've walked through this Litwick market. And he looks around and then spots one and goes, you shouldn't be too busy. George, get over here.
What now?
I need you to play guide for some new guests.
Okay, but if my buns burn...
Oh, forget your buns. Come on, they look like they need a rest. You can probably take them to some of the staff tents to let them have a rest before they can enjoy the carnival itself.
George fiddles with a couple of things in his kitchen and walks over.
Walking over towards you, you see. Please describe your character.
So you see this male halfling. He's got like a palish complexion and like really rosy cheeks. He's got this rough, like gingery brown beard that's in a similar length to his hair. I mean, kind of like this. What else has he got? If you look at his eyebrows, he's got like parts of his eyebrow missing where he's like had cooking accidents and it's just like burnt pieces of his eyebrow off. He doesn't have any weapons on him, but he's got like pans and like rods strapped to his back, and he's got a meat thermometer in his belt with a spice pouch, and he's got what looks like a shield, but it also kind of looks like it would fold out into a table in case he needed to cook, strapped to his back. So he kind of just walks over.
You smell like bacon.
I cook a lot of bacon. I cook steak.
You eat a lot of bacon too.
Well,
Right, I guess, hi, George.
hi.
Are you still carrying the pumpkin?
No, Laura took
No,
it
I
off.
took it off her head and put it back on the thing.
Okay.
She doesn't have the pumpkin.
I cook a lot of different things, steak, bacon, a lot of meats, but I also do like meat pies.
Laura's just gonna stare at Carter and just be like...
What's in your meat pies?
Various meats.
What kind of meat?
Don't eat his meat pies.
I mean, when the steak that I've got isn't ready to, or it goes past the point where I can cook it as steak, I cook it all up in a batch and stick it in pies.
So it's expired meat.
No, it's just... I can't charge...
Gonna be staring at this little man like...
It's not expired, I just
roll
can't charge
insight.
the gold for the good steak, and I have to,
Go ahead and roll insight.
Can I roll a deception check, please?
Yeah, if you're wanting to deceive, then yeah.
Because Not all of it's the best kind of meat that he's suggesting.
You're not supposed to say that out loud. You're supposed
Well-
to deceive and then not say it, and then no one believes you anyway.
So yeah, Carter, you get the feeling he's not telling the whole truth, but he's telling most of the truth.
So, you look pretty rough. Did you
They
have
do.
a bad deal with the Fae outside, or...?
No. Can we please find somewhere to sleep?
Where am I taking these guys? Are they allowed in the staff tents?
Yeah, take them to the staff tents for now. I'll let Assault know and get it cleared with her. They need a rest. They need patching up. I don't want them disturbing the other guests.
Come this way.
You don't sound very happy with your job.
Me? I like cooking. You just don't like a lot of customers.
You make money if you don't like your customers.
You gotta make money to live.
I like eating.
Well, I see we're gonna get on like a house on fire.
So,
Not literally.
George, you guide them round the back of the big top to an area that is... It still has a couple of like normal stalls and that sort of things in, but it's mostly the carnival workers' tents. And you guide them to one which you know is unlikely to be in use currently. There's no set tents, everyone just sort of grabs a space where they can. The only real set tents are Isolde's tent and probably Hermos's tent because, you know, he's a big boy, he needs a big tent. But yeah, you guide them to one of the tents and you open it up, and inside there is basic sleeping gear, bedrolls and pillows, etc. There's a water butt in the corner with fresh drinking water in. Everything that you could need to just relax, take a load off.
Right, so this is all yours. Have a rest. If you need food, come give me a shout. When you need a guide around the rest of the carnival, I'm your guy, so just come by my stall and I'll get you sorted out, I guess.
Enough.
Sleep tight.
Thank you.
Oh, and if any of you look like you're about to turn into a pumpkin, come let me know. And he just walks off.
Laura just stares at Carter. I mean, that pumpkin did look quite realistic. You don't...
Yeah, I don't trust this place.
Me
I
either.
put him on my head.
Probably the
thing we
most
put it back where
actually
we
seen
found
all
it.
week. Oh yeah, by the way, I'm Carter. Nice to meet you. He sort of
Oh,
like
yeah.
says
The
"Alright."
annoying one is Carter. Yeah.
You are very skinny for a half orc. Just
Flynn.
saying. And he kind of just goes into the tent from then.
Yeah.
Rax
Good
looking
man.
down at herself, going.
Laura's just like, don't worry about it, Tokarak. He's horrible to everyone. Let's go sleep. We'll
No,
go in
Okarak just
attendant.
lands in a pile of pillows, and you just hear her snoring.
Okay.
I think Carter's going to stay awake for a little bit. He's just going to sort of like make sure everything is above board, sort of thing. The amount of Fae presence is really sort of like set him on edge.
Laura
thing
will
is-
sit next to Okarak and just watch Carter for a bit till she falls asleep.
So Carter, though you could feel, again, there was that heavy Fae presence in that Litwick market you walked through. The minute you stepped foot in the carnival, there's none of that. It feels very, like, the carnival feels like there was a definite definition of the end of Litwick market and the beginning of the carnival. There was a good 20 feet between them. You get the feeling the Fae don't dare come into the carnival for some reason.
Yeah, something's definitely got Carter sat there like, and he's pretty much working it all out silently in his head.
Fever.
Yep.
That dark presence at the back of your mind stirs slightly. You just hear it go. Ah, the demiplane. The parasite. Interesting. This place is useful to make your way from domain to domain. It's the one domain that can move.
Good to know.
Then it just sort of recedes again.
Hmm. Well, I need a nap, so I will
Are
be
you guys
following
taking?
Arkwright's example.
Are you guys taking short or long rest?
Long rest.
Okay.
We want
So
to
you
take
guys-
watches. Carter?
I mean, Okarak's already dead asleep.
I know
so is
she's
Fever.
asleep.
Yeah.
Lara's awake, and so's Carter.
Uh,
So awake.
Yeah. Yeah.
You first.
I'll take first watch.
Wake me in a few hours.
You can almost sort of like hear just sort of like the normal jovial tilt that he has to his sort of like accent is just almost sort of like completely deadpanned at this point.
Okay. So, your rest goes uneventfully. You all manage to complete a long rest. Occasionally, George would check back in just to sort of keep an eye on you, just to see if you need anything. But other than that, and a few other carnival workers you see walking past the outside of the tent, no one bothers you. No one interrupts you. And 6 hours later, you are probably by this point it would be dusk would have been about 6. So by now it's about coming up to midnight. But the carnival is now in properly full swing. You can hear like gales of laughter from children. You can hear the shouts of barkers. You can hear the sounds of performers going on from the big top. You can hear oohs and ahs. But you have all completed a long rest, and it is now late in the evening, but apparently just getting started for this carnival.
George sticks his head through. It's just like, you guys awake yet?
Yes.
And he's got his like little satchel with him. He comes in over to the beds area, and he's just like, right, well, I can give you these for free. They're a little bit too stale now to sell, so if you're hungry, here's some meat pies, some sausage rolls. He opens a container up, hands it to Okarak. Here's some bacon eggs. Share amongst yourselves. Do what you need to do. Yeah.
Arax took it in. She's like,
Laura's just gonna take a sniff. Does it even smell edible? Or safe to consume?
Go ahead, give me a perception check with advantage because it's scent based.
Right, bloody one this time.